All right, we are live, and give me 1 second here to get my Amazon stream going. And I have been under the weather. my voice is going. I have been under the weather all week, so I've had a very unproductive week here. And we're going to try something new today. Oops, we're going to try something new today. We are going to go and stream over to Twitter or X and see how that goes. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. So what we're doing today is one of my live reviews. And if you haven't watched one of my live reviews before, what we do is we unbox something and try it out, see how it works. And today I bought this. This is the xScreen for the Xbox Series S. Whenever I see something that's interesting, I usually buy it and see if I can find some useful purpose for it. And most of the time I do, and then I sell it to a viewer. So that's kind of how these things typically run here. And yeah, as you can hear in my voice, I'm a little under the weather, but I'm feeling good. I feel better than I sound is the routine today. So bear with me for 1 second here. I'm just trying to figure out how this Twitter thing works. So we are definitely live on Twitter at the moment. At least it looked like I was. Let's see. Let's go back to the broadcast. Okay, so I see the broadcast here, and I have 0 viewers. And I'm not sure how I can reply to myself either. So we'll see what happens. I'm using the new X thing where I can stream directly to Twitter from my vMix system, which is what I'm doing now. So that is what we're attempting here. And it looks like, I wonder if the Amazon thing is not working again. All right, so we're getting started here, and let me get my other thing going. Yeah, I've got a cold, meat face. I'm feeling a lot better. My daughter came home with some kind of cold, and of course she had it for like half a day, and I've been out for the whole week. It feels like a little more significant than a cold, but it's not COVID, so that's good. And you know, the problem is in my line of work, well, I guess I have to tweet this. So if I hit tweet, let me try that. So I guess if you don't tweet it out, then it doesn't go anywhere. All right, I'm doing a live review of the xScreen for the Xbox Series S. All right, so I'm going to tweet that. So now that I've tweeted it, I bet you that will, and it's funny, like they still have the tweet vernacular inside of this thing, so. And thank you, Meatface. I hope to get better soon. All right, so I think we're good. And it doesn't look like anybody's watching on Twitter, but who cares? People on YouTube are watching. That's all that matters, right? So we got 34 on YouTube. I'll take it. And let me say hello to some friends. And so I'm on 3 different things right now. I'm trying this new thing. We're on X, we're on Amazon, and we're on YouTube. And if you watch on YouTube, you get it at 4K, but it's going to cut out at 55 minutes. Trap Exit is here. Yantu is here. Basky is here. And David, yeah, I like Adrian's basement. I wish I had his basement. I wish I could fix things like he does. I enjoy that channel. Matt Reese is here. Yes, the unboxing will make me feel better. I actually feel fine. Today's the first day in like 5 days where I feel like somewhat normal. So yeah, it was just like, I don't even know if it was a cold. Like I get a cold, I'm better the next day. This was longer. And yeah, so what happens is I usually make these in YouTube, and then I just go live whenever I'm ready to do it. And the Discord thing gets it right when I create it, which is unfortunate. I have to figure that out. And yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I'm doing this on X, but this has got nothing to do with X or Elon Musk. So this thing, what it does is it attaches to your Xbox Series S. It like latches onto the back of it, and it basically turns your Series X into a portable gaming system. Of course, you have to find some way to power it, and I've got some fun things we can try out with that. So yeah, what happens is once the kids go back to school, like it's all over. Jorge Mojica on Amazon is joining us. Thanks for popping in. And it looks like it's working on X. Perfect. And this is Amazon. So if you click on the link in the video description, it'll take you over to my Amazon stream, where you can watch it over there too. Chris Harris is joining us, R the AI Whiz. And so the 5 viewers on Twitter are just the Twitter ones. So each of these things will be separate viewer counts. Yeah, my kids got some kind of cold, and they gave it to me. RKBs is here, and Jintak Cruise 1. Can't wait. Yes, they should make an Xbox Series X version. I agree. So what this does is it's for the Series S only, and it's an 11-inch display that latches onto the back of it. And what we're going to do in a little bit is we're going to hook it up to my battery here with the AC outlet and see if we can power everything off a battery. So this might be better suited if you got one of those, like those larger power packs. And apparently these guys got the official Xbox certification. So these are like a kind of, I guess, an official Xbox product, if you will. So I'm still trying to figure out how this works on X, because I don't see any way that viewers can engage with me where I can see people like talking to me. I'm not sure how this is supposed to work. All I know is only 4 people watching. But maybe Elon will watch with us, because he's been asking people to do this. So here I am. All right. So let's unbox it, and we'll see what's inside. Yeah, so the good news is I was like a week ahead on content. So I had a bunch of stuff that I just had in the hopper. So that review that you saw last night of the mini PC is one that I did a little while ago. I was looking for the right time to slot it in, because there was a bunch of stuff that came out, right? The iPhone and the new Fire TV, all that stuff came out. So I was doing all of those things. Because when my voice sounds like this, it's not good for the video, right? Because these videos live a long time. And that's it. All right, so this is the display. So it looks like it will fold down. And it's got some warnings on here. So, do not taunt Happy Fun Ball. How many of you remember that reference? So the good news is that it appears to be USB powered. There's a USB port on there. And I don't see any other way to power it. So that's kind of neat. And it's designed in Australia. All right, so do not power on the Xbox when the screen is closed. Leaving the xScreen closed on the Xbox while powered on could damage the xScreen and the Xbox. Please ensure that the enable, do not over-tighten the thumb screws. Do not use xScreen with other devices. So this is strictly for the Xbox Series S. And the big question is, how nice is this display, right? Because I should check and see what the specs are on this, because does it support, like, I would doubt it supports like the higher frame rates, right? Okay. Oh wow, you can enable, just looking through some of the instructions here. You have to manually set it to 1080p. So it is a 1080p 11-inch display, or so they say. All right, well, let's see how it works. Anything else in the box here? It doesn't look like it. There's a lot of foam in here just because of the weird design. All right, so here you go. So we're going to plug it into the Xbox here in a second. All right, so we'll put this aside here. And now I'm going to attach it to the back of my Series X here. And I'll get to some more of your questions. Yeah, so I feel a lot better than I sound at the moment. That's right, Happy Fun Ball from SNL. My friend Matt Reese is joining us. I got your email the other day. I haven't had a chance to catch up with everybody. I do need to improve the lighting. And the Xbox laptops I got on YouTube will be disappointed he doesn't need to make them anymore. Oh yeah, right. This is kind of this is kind of doing that, right? It's like those DIY turn your. Now, what it doesn't have in it is a battery, of course. So here, I'll give you the overhead view. And it also covers up your Ethernet port. So you lose some functionality here. And you got to get it kind of aligned. Now, what does this do? Oh, I see. So these things have these little circular holes in them, and they kind of latch into the thing. Oops. Oh, no. I just lost the whole. So that's not a very good design, in my humble opinion, because I just lost half of the thing. All right, let's get this layered on here. Okay, so then you kind of align it with the hole, and you screw it in. The plastic color matches. I guess it's white, so it's not hard. But if you had the black one, I would imagine that would be a problem. Now I have to go find now the piece that fell off and is now in my pile of junk on the floor here. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can track it down. Once things fall on the floor in this disaster I work in, that's the end of it. Well, we'll just kind of go without it for now. Excuse me. Okay. All right, so we've got it kind of assembled here. And I'll zoom my camera out a little bit. Kind of looks like a little Xbox laptop. And I think it's kind of clever that it's powered by the Xbox itself. All right, so let's plug this thing in. And apparently there's some configuration you have to do up front. Oh, so you can't chat unless you're a premium person. Well, what fun is that? So everybody has to pay $8 to chat? I suppose that will cut down on the spam, but... All right, so let's power the Xbox on here. Now, there's a separate set of controls here on the top, but it's coming up. And I will say the speakers don't sound that great. Okay, let me pair up my controller here. And I'll go here. Just doing a little pair action. So on first glance, you know, my expectation typically with these things is that these 11-inch displays are pretty lousy. This one actually looks pretty good. And right now we're at 720p, so you do have to set it manually to 1080p when you hook it up. So let's go to System. Oops. No. Settings. Where is the TV and display options? Here we go. So we're going to switch to 1080p. D. Johnson is joining us. Hello there. Super chat from Blaine Locklear. Thank you very much for your support. Every little bit helps. Thankfully, it looks like whatever... Oops, I took too long. Thankfully, it looks like whatever was going on with that invalid traffic has left my channel. But there are still others that are dealing with it, and they're still not talking. And you want to hear what really gets me is that YouTube took a bunch of those consultant people out, you know, like those people that post on YouTube all day long about how you can do better. And they flew a bunch of them out to... They flew one guy from Boston to New York. Do you believe that? None of them said a word. Like everybody that was not there was saying, talk to them, because you're going to be with the CEO. The guy took pictures with everybody. Talk to them about the invalid traffic thing. And not one of them did. You know, there's two classes of citizens on this platform right now, unfortunately. All right, so let's take a look and see what the supported... Yeah, so this, I'm guessing that this is going to be 60 hertz only, because obviously it doesn't support 4K at all. Yeah, so no variable refresh rate, all that stuff. Not going to happen on this. All right, so now we've got a lay of the land, and Let's see, is my Wi-Fi working? Let me just double check and make sure that's going so we can play a game or two. And there are some controls on the front here. So there's a volume control. And it's got some picture adjustment modes here too, by the way. Let me show you that. Oops. Yeah, so I'm still not 100%, but I'm much better. Like the last couple days, I couldn't even think about getting on a live stream. All right, let's go. Oops. Yeah, it's funny. When you jump into this screen, it's like your typical commodity monitor, right? It's going to bump the brightness up a little bit. I mean, as 11-inch displays go, this one's not bad. Yep, unfortunately, I am recovering from whatever my child brought home the other day. She was out for like a day and a half, if that, and she was barely like bothered by it. Me, it's been the whole week. So I haven't been able to do, I've been doing some stuff, but not videos because I sound like crap. And One Man Show was on, hopefully if somebody from X is watching, you can't comment on these streams. I don't understand how that's supposed to work. I mean, it works, it looks good, but. So I guess if you reply to my tweet, you can show up underneath that. But that's it. But it does look like it works. But you know what? I mean, it doesn't cost me anything more to do it. I've got plenty of bandwidth, so why not? So right now I'm sending, let's see how much bandwidth I'm sending up. So this is like, I'm sending Twitter and Amazon the same encoded video just so I don't overdo my video encoders. I have 3 video encoders on my system that I can use simultaneously, hardware encoders. Yeah, so I'm doing like 30 megabits to YouTube, and then the remainder is going to Twitter and Amazon. So I'm doing about 38 megabits per second upstream right now. Okay. So I think we've got a good sense of that. And let's try, I'm trying to find like a game that I can just boot up really quickly. Do I have, I think I do have. Oh, I got to get on the network. Okay, so let me get this on the network real quick. Because I typically plug in via Ethernet, but you lose the Ethernet port when you use this thing. So I've got to go on the Wi-Fi. So bear with me here. Yeah, that's a good idea. I should do that. I should just make an AI version of me, and then I wouldn't have to work at all. That's coming. Because at some point, they're just going to replace all of us with AI. All right, so now I'm connecting to my wireless network, so that should improve things. Well, so far so good. I think it's pretty cool. So we'll boot a game up here and see how it, oh, great, here's the update. I guess we have to do it. So we'll update real quick and we'll chat. This, by the way, is what happens on every stream that I do, is that you have to watch me update stuff. Yes, I don't get how this Twitter thing's supposed to work, because I am a premium viewer. I am looking at my own stream, and I can't chat on my own stream. So I can't really like I can interact, obviously, the way I'm talking to you, but I can't type anything. Oh, that's right, the new iOS. Yeah, is that available? I forgot about that. How do I do that? I'm going to do that today. So I met these guys at CES last year from Korea, and they had a really cool system, because they did Donald Trump's voice, they did Biden's voice, like they sounded pretty good. Yeah, there you go. You know, I've been listening on, so I've been just, because I can't do anything, I've been sitting around just like watching streams of things. So I watched a whole bunch of stuff on Netflix that I was catching up on, a bunch of documentary stuff. I've been fascinated with nuclear disasters lately, so that's what I've been doing. Hey, here's a question. Does the xScreen come with the Xbox? No, Xbox not included. You gotta get your own. But it goes right on top here. And what we're going to do in a few minutes after we get a game or two going, I'm going to hook it up to a battery and see how long we can run it for. Oh, it's in the accessibility options. All right, I'll check that out. Yeah, this is my, so Matt, you and I have the same problem. So Matt is a good friend of mine. We've known each other for years, like 20-something years now. And like me, like I never get around to playing games because I'm always running around doing something. And especially now with the kids. So what happens is, like, I maybe touch the Xbox like once every other month. And when I do, everything has to update. So you need to update the console. And then you've got 30 gigabytes of game updates. And by the time like you're updated, you're not playing any more games, right? So that's always been frustrating. All right, so now we're rebooting. What we're going to do here is we'll download a game or two and see how it plays. Hey, everybody in the Amazon chat, can you let me know if you got a notification or not? I'm just curious how you found it today. Yeah, same with the Windows. That's true. Yep, there's always an update. But my Atari 2600, my NES, none of those things need updates. Can you imagine, like, they would put games on physical cartridges that could never get updated. Like they had to get it almost or completely bug-free before they could release it. You know, there was a lot of testing. So yeah, so the Xbox does not update in the background. So you have to leave it on the screen here. The games I think will, but what happens is if you're in a game, it will download a lot slower if you've got something else loaded up. And I would imagine it would probably work with anything you could get. If you did like a USB extender cable, I would bet it would work. But I think what's nice here is the integration. All right, here we go. So let me go and find a couple games that would be a good demo of this thing. All right, so good. Matt got yeah, because sometimes what happens is like you start a stream on Amazon and nobody gets notified about it. Yeah, so this Twitter thing, I don't understand how the Twitter streaming works. Because there's really no interaction potential. So I could put this on. So what I had to do is I had to send out a tweet. And then when I did that, I could see, like, C. Arpia said it's better than he expected. So he actually saw, like, he could respond to that tweet, but that's the only way. And the other thing is that I don't know how people who are watching know that I'm live. Let me check it. Maybe you check it on the phone. Maybe it doesn't work on desktop. So let me go on my phone here and just see how that works. I'm just curious how this X thing works. Oops. But I am sending RTMP to X. Oh, yeah, so I'm up at the top there. Okay, so if I click on me, oh, I see. Maybe check it on the phone. Maybe it doesn't work. Oh, I see. Oh, wait, so it says I'm limiting. I have limited chat. I don't want to limit chat. Okay, so let me go back and see. So it looks like, Matt Reese, it is my fault that you can't chat with me. I can't see the chat on desktop, probably because I disabled it. So let me go into, and then I'll get back to you all. By the way, the back end thing is all Twitter. It all says Twitter still. All right, so chat in full screen mode. So it doesn't even let me. You know what? I bet you that it just doesn't let me do chat. Because I don't even have an option to turn on the chat. Maybe because I already started the stream, that might be why. Show chat in full screen mode. That's like grayed out, so I guess you can't change anything while you're in the. All right, so I got to play around with that a bit more. Audience, broadcast. Yeah. All right, well, we'll come back. We'll just keep doing it, and you can respond to my tweet. Nobody's watching anyhow. Okay, so let's grab a game or two. I kind of am in the mood for like Burnout, so let's go see if I think I have Burnout in my library somewhere. I have Xbox Xbox Game Pass also, and the EA thing. It's actually a pretty good deal, I think. All right, so maybe I have it in. Yeah, you know, I have Burnout on disc, but not there. So I guess I could run the EA Play version, which is the Battlefield Burnout Paradise. Let's go do that real quick. All right, so we'll download that real quick. It won't take that long. It's only 7.6 gigabytes. Although I also had E for Speed Heat on here. Let's play that. Oh, it did that. So it dropped me off right where I left it off last time. So I will say the speaker quality is not great on this. The speakers are pretty tinny. Wow, the cops are coming after me here. I'm not even sure where I'm supposed to go. I don't like open-ended racing games because I never know where I'm supposed to go. Oh, that's the end of me. And what happened? The game is like just... Oh, there it goes. It's loading. Okay. Excuse me. Darn right I'm fast. Yeah, so the speakers are not great. But the display, I think, actually looks really nice. It doesn't look like one of those like really cheapo things. It looks like it's IPS. I'll have to test the input lag on it. Yeah, granted, it's a very limited. It's a very limited audience for this. You have to have a Series S to plug it into. I think it almost costs as much as the Series S does. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's $209. All right. So I'm missing a whole bunch of chat questions here. Oh, so you can adjust brightness right on the fly here. That's cool. Oh, that's a neat... Okay, so you can adjust volume and brightness right on the fly here, which is pretty cool. I'm just going to turn the volume down real quick. Does it have an option for Bluetooth headphones? I think the Xbox might have some option for that, but not the display itself. And it covers up a lot of your ports in the back. So thank you for your support. Carmageddon's great. I was playing that on the iPad for a while. Do I think one day the Xbox will be USB powered? You know, I would imagine USB-C would be doable because you can do 100 watts over that. I don't know what the Series X requires, but... And I think anything that supports Bluetooth would work, but you may have like some issues getting the stuff synchronized. Dan wants to know, how are the subtitles showing up on screen before I speak? The AI has gotten really good, I think, right? I'm guessing, because I'm on, so the way I do it is I have a longer delay for YouTube. So, because I'm sending 4K to YouTube, and the only way I can send 4K to YouTube is if I'm on the standard delay, So I think what's happening is it's got about a 30-second buffer before before these words get to you. So my guess is that in the course of that caching, it's doing the thing there. So you are a somebody. And yes, so this is the new thing. Like YouTube is doing mid-rolls in live streams now. So I'm not sure how that works. Apparently it does it automatically. As I've been mentioning, they are really struggling to get inventory on their... Yeah, so right, it shows up at the top. And for whatever reason, it's not letting me do chat. I suspect what happened is I have to click on a setting, and I can't... I'd have to stop... Maybe I'll stop the Twitter stream and start it back up again. Let's see what happens here. So let me go back. So I'm going to end this. So if you're watching on Twitter, I'm going to come right back, okay? So I'm going to click end. And I'm going to create a new one. Advanced settings. Oh, it doesn't let me do chat here, even before I set it up. So I can't do a chat. I will have to ask about this. Oh, wait, that's my old one. Okay, so I got to create a new one here. Hang on. Create a new broadcast. All right, so let's take it from the top here. So we'll go to vMix, and I'll say advanced settings. Ah, there we go. Show chat in full screen mode. That will do it. Okay, so I'm going to click Create Broadcast. And now I think we are live. Let's see if the chat works now. No, at least not on desktop. So let me go over to the... So this has been running for like... So the old Need for Speed on the 3DO had this... Yeah, so I think if I go over to... All right, so now I see my thing on there. Yeah, so I still can't chat. Even though I turn chat... Oh, say something. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, so I can chat, but I can't see the chat unless I am on the phone, which means I got to have like another device here. Okay, so but it also shows me who's coming in, so I should probably look at some way of getting this on something else. Okay, so now I got that figured out. So I can't follow the chat. So wow, there's 60 plus viewers. That's great. Yeah, I see it right now. So that, right, the old broadcast had 62 viewers. I have a feeling that is the accumulated viewership that it got. That's what I think happened there. So excuse me. So what I might need to do is get another phone out just to track the, because I got to track the Amazon chat. Well, I guess I could do the Amazon chat on the computer. So I can do that there, and then, yeah, that'll work. And I want to thank Winston Gore for following me on, I'll be this guy. He kind of looks like, he doesn't look like me. Winston Gore for following me on YouTube, or Amazon. Sorry for all the stream experiments here. I'm just trying to see if X is going to be a good streaming platform. Okay. So let me make sure I got this straightened out here. Viewer activity. Okay. There's like 10 minutes of stuff here. So on the 3DO, the Need for Speed games had like some video clips with this guy that would taunt you. Ooh, Camaro SS, the Nissan 180SX, the BMW Evolution. I think I'm going to go with the muscle car here, the Camaro 67. Oh, not available. All right, let's do this one. All right, and next we're going to plug this thing into my battery and see if we can get this thing to work as like a portable thing. And give me 1 second here. All right, let's go back to Twitter real quick here. All right, so let's go to, I keep calling it Twitter, but it should be called X. Okay, so I got my chat here. And all right, so just put that in there. And the chats don't seem to stick around all that long either. Okay. All right, so now I've got things set up. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I want to see how this thing would work on a battery situation. Yeah, so here's the thing. So like what I'm doing with vMix right now, where I can bring in your chat. So Twitter used to support this before Elon took over and killed the API. So now that the API is gone, I can't do that anymore. So the only chats I can bring in are the YouTube chats. And I have to monitor the other ones. So I've looked at some of these portable displays before, but not one that's designed to be integrated with the Xbox. So this thing just like snaps onto the back of your Xbox, and it just kind of works like that. So now let's try this. So we're going to go turn off the console. And what's cool about the display is that it's actually very bright for a USB-powered display. I was surprised by how bright it is. So, oh, I see. So I can scroll for older comments. So now I'm going to take this plug. Now this thing has a limit to how much it can take. So if we hit the limit, it will shut it off. But let's see what happens. So this is the Anchor Power Core, and it has an AC inverter on it. There it goes. So we are right now powering this over the battery. Isn't that cool? So we are like off-grid. And how long this will last will, I think, depend on, it'll depend on a whole set of circumstances, but really how much power draw is going on. And as you know, like these things tend to draw power differently depending on the game that you're playing. And my battery's like maybe charged to like 85, 90%, so it's not quite there. Okay. So let's go back. I get my controller hooked up again. So I think it's feasible. We'll see what happens when we start the game and this thing, when this thing starts drawing more power. But if you've got like one of those larger Anchor batteries or like one of those Jackery things, so right now we're powering the Xbox and the display off of the battery here. And yes, this, I believe, I haven't been turned away yet. I know, so this is the 100. The one they have now is and I'll put it up on the Amazon carousel. So if I go to the Amazon carousel here, I will put it up on screen. So this one is the 100. The current one is the 90, which is 87 watt hours. So I think they went from the 100 watt hours to the 87 for flight safety issues. I'm not sure, but it seems to be holding its own here. Although we haven't gone into a game yet, so let's see how it does when we're actually taxing it. And I forgot the total draw that will shut it off, but there is a circuit breaker in here. If you draw too much, it just shuts down. Well, don't worry, I'm not sounding that great today. Yeah, I mean, this is it. You can take your Xbox with you. Although I think game streaming might be more practical. All right, I want to go to over here. Okay. Whoop. But so far, the battery's been holding on. I'm not sure how much this game taxes the Series S processor, but we're right now off grid. So if you had like a larger battery, this would work pretty well. What I should do is hook up my kilowatt to see what I'm drawing. Excuse me. But this battery is great because, like, whenever I have a couple of camera batteries that don't charge over USB, so it's nice to have the peace of mind to know I've got the AC outlet that I can plug into, and then it'll do, I think, 60 watts max out of the USB-C port. So it can do my laptop, it can do my phones, tablet, whatever, the GoPro. And if you're doing phones and GoPros and stuff, like it's a significant amount of power that you can do there. So, but yeah, it seems to be working fine. It's not even, it's down like one light, but I was kind of down one light when I started. I bet you could probably get an hour or two out of this. And this is the small one, right? Like the bigger one would obviously do better. All right, so let's see if we can go to our destination here. Yeah, so what you're watching right now is an Xbox Series S that is powering itself completely with a battery. And we've got it hooked up to this new thing called the xScreen. And I will say, from a display quality standpoint, I think the xScreen looks pretty good for an 11-inch display. It's IPS. It's 60 hertz. It's got good color. It doesn't feel cheap to me, and it fits the Xbox pretty well. And it's got these little things that you screw in. I lost the other screw; it popped off, so I just have to go find it on the floor somewhere. But it works quite well, and it's working over the battery. If you had a larger battery, you could go for longer. Now, of course, you could have a gaming laptop, which would be a lot more convenient to carry around. But I still think it's pretty cool. This is a pretty recent game, right? So this is going to draw a good amount of power. Yeah, I think, you know what? The best measurement would be, because I know what its maximum capacity is, so I should probably hook up to kilowatt and see how long we would get out of it. But it's really going to vary based on the overall capacity of the battery that you're using. So if you got one of those like Jackeries with the handle, you could probably get a couple hours out of it, I would imagine. Because remember, the Xbox, like a gaming PC, is only going to draw what it needs at any given time. Oh yeah, that's right. So the battery pack here, if you go on the Amazon carousel, there's a $70 off coupon, which makes this battery like $130. And mine is the 100 watt-hour version. The one that they sell now is 87 watt-hours. And I'm guessing that was is that for aircraft legalities? I'm not sure what the maximum is. I have not had any issues on airplanes with this. But what's nice is it's got like a full-on AC outlet right here, so I just have it plugged in with a straight-up plug. And one thing when you have the AC hooked up to this is that it's not like a one-to-one insofar as the power is concerned, because it does have an AC inverter to get the AC power going over to the Xbox. So that inverter does consume some power. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do over here. Let's see. Okay, so here we go, race. How do I start the race? Oh, I see, I hit the thing there, okay. Nope, I missed it. They don't make it easy to get these things going here. Okay, there we go, start, right button, okay. So remember, just to recap, we are fully powering the Xbox and its display over a battery right now. And this is a battery that you can fit in your backpack. Yeah, this was a change they did recently. It comes and goes, but it's happened a couple of times where they show you other people's videos on. Now, they really make it hard to build a community now. But I'm impressed. This battery's holding up. I just lost another thing on there. So I would probably put on this battery, you maybe get like an hour or hour and a half. I don't think you'd get more than that. I'd have to do the math on how much power is being consumed. And it's tough because the Xbox is not going to consume, it's not a steady rate of power. So what it needs is going to vary, and it'll vary even based on what's happening in this game right now. So that's why it's hard to predict. But if you have one of those larger jackeries or whatever with a percentage, like, you'd have a good idea as to how long it'll go for. And I also think if you are doing trade shows and showing some Xbox game or whatever, this is kind of a convenient way to do it, right? Because you have the screen. It integrates right into it. I guess you can, there's a way that you can, I have to look on the instructions, but there's a way that you can close the lid and it will put the Xbox to sleep. I think that requires some kind of thing there. Hey, Dusty Porter's joining us on Twitter. I haven't talked to Dusty in a while. I was on his podcast a while ago. Doing a little experiment on X streaming. All right, let's see what we get here. But yeah, the battery's holding up. Oh, where's the finish line? I don't think I'm winning this race. I'm 6 out of 6. Where's my missiles? Is there any missiles in this game? I guess not. I think this is the end of the race. Mercifully, yeah. So it will only work on the Series S. And it's because of how the ports line up. And they also have a warning that they don't want you hooking this thing up to anything else based on how the connectors are going there. So I can show you how that works in a second if you want. Yeah, there you go, xScreen. Yeah, no Linux support. So I guess you could still, I think it maintains your login for a short while, so it doesn't need to revalidate. But I guess you could use your phone as a hotspot. Yeah, I like the car. It's nice. I picked the Mustang there. All right, so yeah, it works pretty good. I'm impressed that this battery's holding up. It's kind of neat, right? We're plugged in to this battery. So we've got a truly portable Xbox here. Now I want to see in the instructions what the process is here. So I'll give you the overhead real quick. So there is a process by which I'm just looking through here. They have some additional accessories for it also, including a carrying case. All right, so it's a 11.6-inch 1080p IPS screen, and it fits on the Series S here. It has an HDMI. Oh, I see. So it has a custom controller for HDMI CEC function. When the xScreen is closed, all right, so let's see how that works. Okay, so let's go into, so I have to go into the settings real quick. What am I missing here? Where are the settings? So go to Home. But this battery's holding up. I'm very, very impressed. I mean, I guess it's a matter of just the amount of power that you're running through it. But all right, so we're going to go over to energy settings. Let's see. Which is in, press the Xbox window guide, go to Profile and System Settings. Settings. General. Power mode, or power options. Okay, so we need to set the enable energy saving power mode. From the Xbox menu, select energy saver. I don't see what it's telling me to be looking for. Okay, oh, I have it. Okay, so shut down energy saving. Okay, so that's what I have. All right, so we did that. And then here we go, HDMI CEC. Other devices can turn the console off. Okay. Oops. Okay, set that, and I got to restart the console. All right, so let's do that. Okay, I got to go do one thing real quick. I'll be right back. My father needs a picture of something because we're in the process of looking for something for the house, and I got to go take a picture real quick. So I'll be right back. Okay, all set. All right, so now what should happen here when I close the lid is that it should turn off the Xbox. Oh, you're right about that, YouTube again, which they refused to fix. It's another day at the office. Okay, so now if I close the lid, oh yeah, look at that. So it turned it off or put it to sleep or whatever. That's cool. So now if I lift it up, let's see what happens. Yeah, the quality control, like, so for example, the seam, it might be hard to see, but it looks like it's got a little bit of an air gap over here on the left-hand side. So it definitely doesn't, this does not have like an Apple or even a Microsoft level of quality. Now if I lift it up, does it boot the Xbox up? Let's see. So it doesn't appear to turn it on, but it will turn it off. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so that's neat, right? So I think I got enough to go on here. All right. Well, anybody else got questions on this one? Otherwise, I'm going to head out in a second because I got a bunch of stuff to do this evening. But yeah, that's it. It works. It's nice. Better. The display quality is better than I thought it would be. And it's not hard to make a display of this caliber. But you know what? I'm curious why there's no rubber foot on the display. It's missing. Let's see if it's in the bag here. Maybe it's in the bag. So this is the bag that it was wrapped in. But I don't see it. So there is definitely some quality control issues here. Yeah, I don't see it in the box either. But that's pretty cool. And the battery here can power it. So we've been running for the last, I don't know, 20 minutes or so off a battery. And it works. Pretty neat. All right. Well, everybody, I think we've achieved our mission here of getting this thing figured out. Yeah, those rubber feet, I mean, it doesn't come off that easily, so just like I never had it. It does have them down here. And the only other thing I'm worried about, even though when I close the lid, it will turn off the Xbox, this part remains warm. Is that going to impact the display over time? Because the display is basically resting on it, and you're going to have a temperature differential. I guess it'll cool down relatively quickly after you turn it off, but it is what it is. So thank you, Richie. I enjoyed streaming to all of you today. And yeah, I got a couple more things I want to test out on this, but beyond that, I think I've got what I came here for. And it looks like we've got a couple of people who watched on Twitter or X. So may as well just do all three. It's not that hard. And yeah, there you go. All right, everybody. I will bid you adieu. I'm still getting better here, so my energy level is minimal. But I think we've seen how this thing works. There we go. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in, and I will catch you again on the next one. See you later.